Milo and the Mirror World. Once upon a breeze-kissed autumn, in a village of red rooftops and whispering chimneys, there lived a curious boy named Milo. He was the kind of boy who asked 100 questions before breakfast, and never, ever stayed clean. On most days, you'd find Milo chasing frogs through puddles or tumbling down grassy hills with mud streaked across his face, while the other kids laughed and cheered him on. But one rainy afternoon, while thunder mumbled and the raindrops tapped like fingers on the windows, Milo climbed into his grandmother's dusty attic. It smelled like secrets. There, hidden beneath cobwebs and creaky boxes, he found something strange. A towering mirror, taller than a grown-up giraffe. Covered in a dusty cloth, he wiped it clean and blinked, because staring back at him wasn't him. Not exactly. The reflection winked. Before Milo could move, a swirl of light burst from the mirror, and, with a whoop, he was pulled inside. Milo tumbled through glittery space like a leaf in the wind, until, thud, he landed on his bottom in the strangest world he had ever seen. Everything was backward, the sky was under the ground, and clouds floated below his feet. Cats barked, dogs meowed. People walked backward and tipped their hats upside down. "Welcome, Milo," said a creature with 3 eyes and a chef's hat, stirring soup with a toothbrush. "You've been expected. The great mirror is cracking, and only you can fix it." Soon, Milo was brought before the Mirror Council. A shimmering jellyfish, a cactus wearing glasses, and a dancing teapot. Among others, they explained everything. Every 100 years, a surface child was chosen to restore balance to the mirror world, before the great mirror shattered completely. But to do it, he'd have to solve 3 impossible riddles. If he failed, he'd be trapped inside forever. Milo gulped, but he nodded. The first riddle led him into a spinning maze made entirely of books. Each book whispered strange clues when opened. "I have hands, but no fingers. I point, but never speak." "What am I?" Milo grinned. "A clock!" Ding! The maze stopped spinning. A path appeared. He had passed. The second riddle was guarded by a sleepy dragon named DJ Snores, who wore headphones and only woke up to epic music. So Milo got creative. He clapped, whistled, and even banged spoons against a pot until the dragon grooved himself into a snoring nap. The bridge behind him lit up with glowing words. He thought, then whispered, "A heart." Golden light exploded across the bridge. He was right again. The final test was the hardest. A field of 1,000 mirrors stood before him, each showing a different version of himself. One was a king, one a wizard, another wore a cape and flew across skies. But one mirror showed the real Milo, muddy, wild-haired, and smiling with kindness. A voice boomed from the skies. "To move forward, choose the reflection that shows who you truly are." Without hesitation, Milo stepped toward the messy version of himself, the one who never stopped being curious or kind. The mirror shimmered and opened. At last, he reached the great mirror, and it was cracking. Pieces trembled, time ticked in reverse. The sky above flickered like a broken light. Then appeared someone familiar. His reflection, Mirror Milo, but this time he wasn't mimicking. He moved on his own. "I like it here," said Mirror Milo. "You're brave, but I'm perfect. I want to stay." Milo didn't fight. Instead, he held out his hand. "We can both go home together." Mirror Milo smiled and began to glow. He was never real. Just the final test, a reflection of Milo's own doubts and pride. As he faded into sparkling light, the great mirror healed itself with a soft hum. Suddenly, Milo felt weightless, and just like that, he was back in the attic. Everything looked the same. Dusty boxes, old trunks, the mirror standing still. But Milo had changed. He was braver now. He still got muddy, still asked too many questions, but now he understood something deeper. Later that day, he helped a lost kitten find its home, and when he paused by a puddle and saw his reflection ripple in the water, he smiled, because he no longer just saw his face. He saw every version of who he could be. Sometimes, the biggest adventure is discovering your true self. And sometimes, mirrors don't show you who you are. They show you who you're meant to become.